So you think your Audi, BMW, or Mercedes-Benz SUV is pretty luxurious? Well, they might be, but they're definitely not as luxurious as this. The car that I'm driving today is so luxurious and so exclusive that the leather hide in here is only sourced from the most northern parts of Europe. Why does that matter? Because of the temperature in Northern Europe and the lack of barbed wire fencing means that the leather is mostly free of imperfections that is caused by scratches or insect bites. That's amazing. My name is Omar and today I'm test driving the 2021 Bentley Bentayga. The Bentley Bentayga came out about 4 years ago, but for 2021, it's been heavily revised. The Bentayga also faces some very tough competition from other extremely luxurious and extremely expensive SUVs like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the Lamborghini Urus, and the Aston Martin DBX. The Cullinan is the most expensive of those, followed by the Lamborghini Urus, and then the Bentayga and the DBX are pretty similarly priced. But I will say that the Bentley Touch is just a little bit more special. The amount of attention to detail and care that goes into making a Bentley is something that you just have to know about and experience to appreciate. That being said, let me give you a tour of the 2021 Bentley Bentayga, then I'll give you my opinion on what I think about it. But before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you do, one day you can end up affording one for yourself. As always, before we get into everything else, let's take a look at some of the cool and interesting things that you should know about the 2021 Bentley Bentayga V8. Now, first up, let's talk about what makes a Bentley so special and so exclusive. I've discussed this before in my Bentley Continental GT review, so make sure you check that one out as well when you have some time. Now, Bentley is one of the few brands out there that takes catering to their customers very, very seriously. So seriously that if none of the 120 colors in Bentley's collection will satisfy your desires, you can simply create one yourself. Now, since a lot of the Bentleys have a lot of curves in their design, the paint is applied in different depths to appear even, and all of this is done by hand. And it doesn't stop there, and why would it? Because this is a Bentley. After being painted, each one is sanded before being polished for 12 hours by lamb's wool to achieve the perfect look, otherwise known as the Bentley mirror finish. Next up, let's check out this beautiful wood trim that you see all over the cabin. Bentley's veneer experts travel to anywhere in the world where they can check every inch of an exotic tree, a process which takes them 2 days. And then the final selection that they make comes to Bentley's headquarters, where a craftsperson transforms it by sanding it and lacquering it before it's cured for 72 hours. After it's cured, it's sanded and then it's polished again before being put into the car. One of the things that I really love about Bentley's obsession of going above and beyond with their interiors is the leather. Bentley uses about 3,000 bull hides every week. And as I told you earlier, the hide is sourced from the most northern part in Europe, so there aren't any imperfections in your Bentley. That's the level of care and attention to detail that makes a Bentley cost so much. Now, the rest of the cool and interesting stuff I'm going to tell you also adds on to the price tag of the Bentayga, so let's discuss the pricing. Pricing for the 2021 Bentley Bentayga V8 starts at $177,000, but as tested here, you're looking at over $238,000. So that basically means my test model has over $61,000 worth of options, which is pretty crazy. So let's take a closer look at what's driving up that price tag. Originally, my test model here was spec'd out with a Mulliner driving specification with 22-inch black painted wheels for a crazy $15,515. But due to the insanely cold weather going on here, they've swapped out those wheels and put these on. They still look pretty good. As for the Mulliner driving specification package, that will give you these insanely beautiful diamond quilted seats, drilled sports pedals, and an awesome jewel fuel cap, which looks super, super dope. The paint job here is known as Claret by Mulliner, which will run you a crazy $7,580, and I totally get it because they spent a lot of time painting it. My test model also has this contrast stitching for an extra $2,600, and again, I can appreciate that price tag because it takes them about 20 to 40 hours to complete by hand, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now check this out, my test model has something called a sunshine specification, which will give you double sun visors and hater shades in the second row for an extra $2,250. The touring specification package will give you a bunch of driver assist tech, including adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and night vision for an extra $8,555. Now, if you fancy ventilated seats on top of your heated seats, you will have to go for the front seat specification for $3,875, and that will also give you these amazing massaging seats, which actually feel really, really nice. It doesn't feel like there's somebody just sitting in the back kicking your seat. It actually feels really, really nice. If you want to add some bling to your Bentayga, you can pay an extra $1,305 for this beautiful chromed matrix grille. A rear privacy glass will cost you an extra $2,150. This beautiful heated two-tone high-trim steering wheel will cost you an extra $1,135. A hands-free kick-to-open tailgate will cost you $945. The outstanding and simply amazing NIME sound system is the second most expensive option here for $8,880. Now, if you want a more comfortable Grand Tourer type of feel, you can go for the Bentley Dynamic Ride option for an extra $5,365. Add all that up along with the destination charge and you're looking at a Bentayga that will cost you $238,870. All right, let's talk about the horsepower and torque really quick. You have a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 making 542 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque, and that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And that will allow the Bentley Bentayga V8 to go from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. I've done it in 4.1 seconds, and you have a top speed of 180 miles an hour. To change the drive modes, you just use this dial right here, which is also your start and stop button, and you have the option of Sport, Bentley mode, Comfort, and Custom mode. So how much will you be spending on gas? The Bentley Bentayga V8 averages 15 city and 24 highway. You have a 22.5 gallon tank capacity. I'm averaging, after a few days of driving, a total of 10.7 miles a gallon. As you can see, I've been driving it pretty quick. Next up, let's take a closer look at the exterior design. The Bentley Bentayga has been out for a few years, but it received some design changes for the 2021 model year, and most of those changes are visible from the back. The outgoing Bentayga had a more squared off look to the taillights, but for the 2021 model year, they've gone for a more oval design to align the Bentayga with the rest of the Bentley lineup. Personally, I like the look of the new taillights. I didn't like the squared off ones that much, and I like the fact that now Bentleys have a more cohesive look from the back. Now, the other design changes to the exterior might be a little bit harder to spot, but the Bentayga now gets an upgraded design for the headlamps, bringing it closer to the design of the Continental and the Flying Spur. By the way, these are by far the most beautiful headlamps in the industry right now with a very cool crystal cut design. I like this a lot. Also, the grille of the new Bentayga is now larger and more upright, but it won't be that noticeable unless you're looking very closely. Before we move on, let's quickly check out the cargo capacity. You can open the trunk by pushing the Bentley button here, or you can do the whole kick to open thing. And once you get it open, you have 17 cubic feet behind the second row. And with the second row folded, you have 62.6 cubic feet, which is pretty big, not that bad. All right, now let's get inside and check out all the new updates that Bentley has made to the Bentayga for the 2021 model year. And the first thing you'll notice is the 10.9-inch touchscreen display for the new infotainment system. Now, this infotainment system is definitely better than the outgoing model, but it isn't packed with a ton of graphics like the ones you saw on the Continental GT or the Flying Spur. You do get wireless Apple CarPlay and you have wired Android Auto, but you don't have the Bentley rotating display, which I would have loved to see here. And while we're talking about tech, let's check out the new digital gauge cluster display. Very useful, a lot of information. I love the map right there, full screen map, and you can shrink it and have another speedometer, but that's really cool. The other biggest change for the 2021 model year are these climate vents right above the infotainment system. The outgoing model just had 2 circles. I like this one a lot better. It's very exquisite. That said, the whole interior is definitely the best quality you can possibly imagine or want in a vehicle. Everything is wrapped in leather, including the dash, the areas in the center console, the door panels, even the headliner is wrapped in some of the best leather you will ever touch. Now let's hop in the second row and check out the rear legroom. You have 38 inches of rear legroom. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's my seating position. As you can see, I still got plenty of room. Not bad at all. Now you have this 5-inch screen down here to control some of the items in the back row, but you don't have to keep reaching down here. Just hit the eject button right there and you can take the screen out. Now, once you have it in your hands, you can control your climate settings. You can also turn your heated seats on and off, and then you can also close the blinds for the panoramic sunroof, which is pretty cool and pretty convenient. Now, before I give you my opinion on how it is to drive the new Bentayga V8, let me show you a few random things that I'll have to show all of you. You got 4 cup holders, 2 in the front. It is super windy outside. I absolutely hate filming in the wind. And then you have 2 in the back for the rear passengers. Here are what the keys look like to the Bentley Bentayga. These are very nice and hefty keys. I love these keys a lot. You don't have remote start though. Door open and close sound from the outside. Soft closed doors. And from the inside. Pretty solid. Charging game wise, you get a standard wireless charger right there. You get two USB-C ports right here in the front, and then you also get two USB-C ports right here in the back under that cool screen. Let's do a quick indicator and horn sound test on the 2021 Bentley Bentayga V8 indicator first. Pretty nice. And now for the horn sound. Pretty solid, just like I expected it to be. And now that I've given you a tour of the 2021 Bentley Bentayga, let me give you my opinion on what I think about it. All right, let's get to it. After driving the Bentley Bentayga around for a couple of days and living with it on a daily basis, I've realized a few things. The Bentayga doesn't offer the coolest and latest tech. You do have a lot in here, but you don't have things like a personal voice assistant, an augmented reality navigation, and other gimmicks. And that's okay, because people that are buying the Bentayga aren't buying it to show off those cool gimmicky features. They're buying it to show off the fact that they have a Bentley. To me, a Bentley is all about exclusivity, and that's what you're really paying for. Well, that and the crazy amount of attention to detail. As a daily driver, the Bentley Bentayga is extremely smooth and extremely comfortable, but when you pop it into sport mode, it opens up a bit, it'll accelerate a little bit faster, it'll turn a little bit sharper, and the sound of that exhaust is just so satisfying. If you would like to go faster, you can go for the W12 Bentayga speed, which will do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, but the twin turbo V8 here is plenty powerful for your daily Bentayga needs, and it sounds so good. Again, the sound is so nice. It's not annoying kind of snap, crackle, and pop. It's just the perfect soothing sound of the exhaust. If you want a luxury SUV, just go ahead and buy a luxury SUV. But if you want one of the world's most exclusive experiences, along with something that was built with perfection in mind, get a Bentayga. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My handle is @OmarDrives. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Peace. And I wish one day I will be able to afford a Bentley Bentayga. It's just so nice in here. And it smells really good. Bentleys just smell so nice inside.